is the PCSRA Radio Network and the Blue Hedgehog TV. We now interrupt your regular scheduled programming for the following sports special. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast, retransmission, or other dissemination or the use of this broadcast, descriptions or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. You're here to start a new journey of the PCSRA as the chase for the 2021 championships begin. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass on the PCSRA Radio Network as we get ready to bring you all the racing for the 2021 season. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Now, for the greatest show on earth from today's episode of the PCSRA Paddock Pass from Yukon, Oklahoma, here's the voice of the PCSRA, Daniel Voiles. And hello and good morning and welcome here to Triple P here on the PCSRA Radio Network, the Blue Hedgehog TV, and on your mobile devices from social media. Dean DeVos here in our PCSRA studios in Yukon, Oklahoma, as we prepare for another edition of Triple P, as we always do. And I'm doing this at almost 4 o'clock in the morning, so imagine me finishing up at like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, if you know what I mean. Before we get into this show today, and before we get into the whole ordeal and all that, I just want to go ahead and just cut right to the chase and just tell you all a few things that I need to say before we get started with this. No, this has nothing to do with the NR community. No, this has nothing to do with what's been going on of late. And no, this has nothing to do with how things have been. I have been dealing with some mental issues outside of the NR community, not just because of the fact that I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like I just have like an empty heart, if you know what I mean. I mean, I just don't know if I'm going to be planning on a trip or something to get away from the NR community, all that. I don't know if I'm going to say that I'm going to restart everything. I don't know what I'm going to do, but regardless of what's going to happen, I just don't know right now what I'm going to do. I'm probably thinking about probably after this year, probably go on vacation or sometime soon once I have the money to do that, and we will go from there and hopefully make everything right, if you know what I mean, as far as the as far as myself is concerned. So yeah. Other announcements I need to say, let me just go right to the big one. As you all know, PCSRA is going to be gone after this year. After this year, it will be no longer called Triple P. It will be called the BHRA podcast, which I'll have to, which I'll actually go ahead and create the podcast, but I'll have to get a new logo and stuff like that. And if somebody wants to do that, please let me know down below. While I'm making the new Blue Hedgehog podcast logo, which is temporarily until I get an updated shit, I'm forgetting what I'm trying to say. I forgot what I was trying to say. But anyway, we're going to try to see if we can get, as I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I'm going to try to see if, like, next year's shows are currently a bit of a question mark because, I currently, like I said, there's been some things I've been thinking of the last couple of days after my little incident at work. There's been things that have been saying that, you know, am I going to quit Harkins and all that. I'm thinking about probably turning my 2 weeks in at work because lately work has been a holocaust, and, you know, the more stress they put on me, the more I'm just ready to say, you know what, 7 has been a good year, good number, but it's time for me to go do some other things that I need to do, and more than likely I might save my money to go, you know, try to get back to school and do all those good things and all that, but yeah. So next year, as far as like shows are concerned, like this show, which is now Triple P, but it'll be called the Blue Hedgehog Paddock Pass, is very much up in the air. The IMSA podcast is currently up in the air, as well as the Debutante Overwatch League podcast. So right now, 2022, as far as shows on this channel is concerned, is very much up in the air for next season. I don't know what I'm going to plan, but, you know, let me know what you all think about that in the comments down below. I just don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But as far as I'm concerned, like I said, I'm probably more than likely not going to be returning to Harkins, if you know what I mean. So But we'll just have to, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens and all that yada yada yada. So, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry if this has to happen, but you know what? Oh well, there's nothing you can do about it except just live with it and move on, and that's it. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's, hopefully we'll, get something better, and, we'll see what happens. So, just praying and hoping that, you know, hopefully I can get back to myself and, go from there. So, I've already let the NNSCRA know. I'm going to go ahead and put everybody a little ad here, just to let everybody know, hey, how I'm doing. As far as walkthroughs are concerned for this channel, the SpongeBob LP, I'll probably live stream it Friday, because in case you're not aware, I've changed my availability so I can have Fridays and Saturdays off. However, I do not yet know if I'm going out to eat, which is more than likely I'm not going out to eat on this Friday, because I just want to continue with my LP and shit like that. So, other than that, that's kind of where I'm at as far as that's concerned. As far as Spirit Lucky's Big Adventure, I'm up to episode number 5, but episode number 2 came out yesterday, so that's something positive we can say, if you know what I mean. So, But, yeah. Other than that, I believe that's kind of it as far as that's concerned. I don't know, but again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, and, you know, that's kind of where we're at. So, there you go. As I just got a bing from Mitchell Gretzky. I don't know what he's doing on at this time, so. Yeah. I'm just trying to, add a 0. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what will happen for myself. So, there you go. Other than that, that's kind of it for me. If you guys want if you guys want to talk to me about what's been going on with me, as far as that's concerned, please private message me on Discord. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of this Discord account now, or if I'm just going to wait until whenever. So, but like I said, we'll just have to wait and see on that. So, yeah. Little disclaimer I need to pass along for the quote-unquote this promotional announcement. Saturday is the IMSA podcast with Zachary Taylor, Nathan Orman, and myself. We're going to recap the Watkins Glen races and talk about was it like for these drivers. Was it like to Watkins Glen having a doubleheader, and then we'll preview Lime Rock and all of that good stuff. So tune in this Saturday. Probably I'm going to do it outside so I can have some peace and quiet instead of doing it indoors, but we'll see. Yeah, so with that being said, let's go over today's agenda, today's installment of Triple P this morning at almost 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to recap the race weekend from Pocono, as well as talk about Austria for the first race for the W Series in 2 years. The F1 race from the Styrian GP. Also, we'll talk about Eldora from the I'm losing my train of thought here. Sorry. So Eldora, Austria, Pocono, and that's kind of it. Let me go to my my agenda real quickly. Austria, yeah, okay, I was right. So I'll rate the weekend, even though I'm not going to rate the NASCAR weekend because I didn't watch NASCAR weekend. Going to be a question that I'm going to give you guys my opinion. You guys can let me know down below in the comments section. We'll go over the top stories, injury report, this day in history, preview the Austrian Grand Prix 2, IRP for SRX, IndyCar is back at Mid-Ohio, and then we have Xfinity and Cup at Road America. So that'll be a fun one. Predictions, and then final thoughts, and then a schedule. We will reveal the motorsports calendar and also other stuff that we'll be part of. So, yeah. So, let's begin our Triple P show by, as this one, I'm going to have to reschedule a couple of games that was not played today, so I will reschedule that ASAP, but not right this second, if you know what I mean. I don't know why we have trouble. I don't know why that had to be popped up, but oh well. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and kick off Triple P by going over the top 12 results from the SRX. If I can find the SRX, and for some reason I cannot find it in this. Oh wait. I cannot find SRX. Give me a second, y'all. I don't know what I did with it, unless the channel got deleted for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I did not. Wait, did I put a... Hang on a second. I didn't put the SRX. I don't know where the SRX channel is. It's missing for some reason. God damn it. Oh, there it is. Superstar Racing Experience. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and put the results in there so we can go over them. I don't know. Oh, somebody put the full name in there. So anyway, the top 12 results from Eldora. Tony Stewart 1, Cody Swanson 2nd, Elio Castroneves 3rd, Marco Andretti 4th, Pole Tracy 5th, Scott Speed in his first race in quite some time 6th, Tony Kanaan 7th, Ernie Francis Jr. finished 8th, Willie T. Ribbs 9th, Michael Waltrip 10th, Bobby Labonte 11th, and Bill Elliott completed the top 12. Moving over to the W Series, which kicked off their first race of the season in 2 years, after last year's season was canceled due to COVID-19. Jamie Chadwick got booted by Jessica Hawkins, who was given a 30-second time penalty. Then Marta Garcia had to retire out of the race due to a mechanical failure on her car, which was too bad because she was looking pretty damn good, if you know what I mean. Other than that, the racing was really good and all that good stuff. It brought some very exciting battles. And at the end of the day, what's that cross deal? Oh, did not finish but classified. Okay, so Vicky Pereira was classified but did not finish the race. But at the end of the day, Alice Powell took home her first win in the W Series. And funny thing was, she won the season finale back in 2019. She wins the season opener in 2021. That's pretty cool. So the top 10 results for the W Series from Spielberg. They get another race at Spielberg. Woohoo. Alice Powell, the winner. Sarah Moore, second. Fabian Woolwin, third, even though they got the wrong country. It's, as I'm trying to figure out what country. Liechtensteiner, yep, nice dirt, Wikipedia. You have the wrong country for Fabian. Belen Garcia, fourth. Miki Komayama, fifth. Reigning champion Jamie Chadwick finished sixth. Arina Sidokova, who turned 18 over the weekend, finished in eighth. Nurian Mati, seventh. Costa Redes, ninth, and Ella Adrin complete the top 10. Then we go to the F1 race for the Styrian Grand Prix, also at the Red Bull Ring. Contact between Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc cut Pierre Gasly's left rear tire, I should say. Unfortunately for those two, it ruined Gasly's day, which broken suspension meant, sadly for Pierre Gasly, he finished out of the race. That's too bad. He was doing well. Then George Russell, on his pit stop, had a power unit failure. Sadly, he was in the points because he was promoted up to starting 10th because Yuki Tsunoda was given a 3-place grid penalty for holding up Valtteri Bottas in qualifying at Spielberg on Saturday. Was running in the points, and then the power unit went kaboom, so that's a shame for George Russell. Nothing else really happened in that race in that regard. And at the end of the day, the king himself, Max Verstappen, goes 4 in a row and takes the Styrian Mach, or Styrian Grand Prix, I like to call that. So the top 10 results for the F1 race: Max Verstappen the winner, Lewis Hamilton second, which he said the R word, Valtteri Bottas third, Sergio Perez fourth, Lando Norris fifth, Carlos Sainz Jr. sixth, Charles Leclerc seventh, Lance Stroll eighth, Fernando Alonso ninth, and Yuki Tsunoda finished 10th. Funny thing I want to mention about Lando Norris: every race this season he's made to Q3, and every race this season he's finished in the points. That's pretty damn good, if you ask me, in that regard. Then we go over the Pocono, starting with the Truck Series race. I did not watch the truck race because I had to get ready for work, which yeah, work was a shit fest, and I have a feeling that, you know, I'm about to quit work, as I about to quit my job at Harkins, which, if you didn't hear my little announcement earlier, rewind the stream or replay the stream, and you'll know what I'm talking about. After the green flag waved, Johnny Sauter got turned by Chandler Smith, which he collected the 24 of Jack Wood. Jack Wood sadly went out of the race, not even completing one lap. Johnny Sauter continued. Nothing else happened. No, the rest of Stage 1, nothing else really happened. Zane Smith won Stage 1. Nothing else happened in Stage 2. John Hunter Nemechek took Stage number 2. And then the second and final yellow, as far as an incident is concerned, was Stuart Friesen's truck backing it into the turn 1 wall. He did continue on, but was out of contention. And at the end of the day, John Hunter Nemechek upsets Kyle Busch in his final truck start, and John Hunter Nemechek takes the CRC Brake Lean 150, which used to be a sponsor for Landon Castle in the 40 car for the Cup Series. interesting there. Excuse me, I just tooted. So the top 10 results for the Truck Series race. John Hunter Nemechek, the winner. Kyle Busch second in his final Truck Series start. I don't know who'll be in the 51 for Knoxville, but we know it's not Kyle Busch. Sheldon Creed third, Tyler Ankrum fourth, Austin Hill fifth, Matt Crafton sixth, Todd Gilliland 17, Smith eighth, Ryan Preece ninth, and Derek Kraus completed the top 10. Then we go to the Cup Series race for the first race of two, because they had a doubleheader, the only doubleheader we had. Competition yellow, which was also a debris caution in turn number 2, the tunnel turn. Then Brad Keselowski hooked Cole Custer down the front straightaway, which was a misjudgment. Custer goes hard in the wall, has some pretty significant damage to the front end. He would end up going to go to a backup car. Yes, backup car, because this race was a double header, as I said, because the Cup Series was the only series out of all three, or out of all four, if you want to include ARCA, that brought backup cars. The rest of the series did not have backup cars. It was just show up, unload, race, load up, go. You know what I mean. So, rest of Stage 1 was common clean. Kyle Busch won Stage 1. More on Kyle Busch in the second race for the Cup Series. Ryan Newman then gets loose in turn 1. He spins, goes in the wall. He continued on, or actually he was done for the day. He also went to a backup car, as did Corey LaJoie, who got turned by the 38 of Anthony Alfredo, which you'll hear what happened to Anthony Alfredo in the second race in the recap. Then Ross Chastain spun off turn number 2. Nothing else happened in rest of Stage 2 was common clean. That was won by Kurt Busch. Then our final caution in race 1 for the Cup Series had a debris caution. Nothing else happened, and we thought Kyle Larson was going to win the race, but he blows a left front tire going into turn 3 on the last lap, hits the wall, and our thumbnail friend, Mr. Alex Bowman, right place, right time, and Alex Bowman gets his first career win at Pocono, and had the streak going until it came to an end. More on that when we get to race number 2 for the Cup Series. The top 10 results in race 1 for the Cup Series. Alex Bowman, the winner. Kyle Busch, second. William Byron, third. Denny Hamlin, fourth. Ryan Blaney, fifth. Kurt Busch, sixth. Joey Logano, seventh. Kevin Harvick, eighth. Kyle Larson finished ninth. However, he had to go to a backup car and had to start at the rear of the field for race 2. And Brad Keselowski completed top 10. Drivers like Corey LaJoie, Ryan Newman, Cole Custer went to backup cars. We'll explain about the Justin Haley deal. Justin Haley finished 27th. We'll tell you what happened to him when we get to the second race of the Cup Series. Then we go to the Xfinity Series race, because like I said, we're not done with the Cup Series because they had one more race after that. Then the Xfinity Series had their turn at Pocono Raceway. Of course, I didn't watch it because I was watching movies with my roommates. First incident, Josh Williams and the 26 of, if I can find him, Santino Ferrucci, that is. Ferrucci and Josh Williams made contact. Josh Williams got sent around into the turn 1 wall. Backed his car hard in the wall. His day was done. Ferrucci continued. Of course, I think Ferrucci's back for the first time in a while. What's up, Real Twilight Sparkle? How are you doing, mate? Haven't talked to you in a while. Rest of Stage 1 was calm and clean. That was won by Harrison Burton. In that regard, we'll tell you what happened to Harrison Burton later on. Then 3 cars get involved in an incident. Justin Haley took a very big hit after making contact with debutante driver Sam Mayer, and then collected Ryan Vargas, which, good thing, I've been better. Yeah, same way with me lately, so. That brought out a red flag. Justin Haley was released from the care center. Thankfully, he was okay, but he decided not to take part in the Cup race because of precautionary reasons, which, in my opinion, was a smart move. And we'll tell you which driver got selected to be in the 77 for the Cup race. Then Harrison Burton spun in turn number 1. Caused some pretty significant damage. Sadly, his race came to a sad full end. Nothing else happened in stage 2. That was won by Ty Gibbs, which I'll mention about Ty Gibbs when we get to the entry list in just a minute later on. And then the final caution of the race, Colby Howard got into the left rear of Riley Herbst, sent Riley Herbst into the wall. Did some pretty significant damage at the halfway mark. Yeah, I'm happy for Bowman. I hate it for Larson, but I'm happy for Bowman. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm happy Hendrick won. I wish Larson would have won, but hey, I'm happy Bowman won. So and that's good for Bowman because I didn't expect him to win 3 races this season. So, but yeah, second half of the Xfinity race was calm and clean, and when it was all said and done, Austin Cindric took home the checker flag. He's going to probably win the Xfinity title, Austin Cindric. So that's my championship prediction. So top 10 results for the Xfinity Series. Austin Cindric, the winner. Ty Gibbs, second. Justin Allgaier, third. Who, by the way, was selected to drive the 77 for the Cup Series, so he had to stay at the track. Noah Gragson, fourth. A.J. Allmendinger, fifth. Daniel Hemrick, sixth. Brandon Jones, seventh. Jet Burton, eighth. Josh Berry, nice top 10 run for him in ninth. And Jordan Anderson's 31. And Myatt Snyder completes the top 10. Then we go to race 2 for the Cup Series. Yes, back to the Cup Series we go. Yeah. Let's see. Kyle Larson went to backup cars. Ross Chastain, Anthony Alfredo went to backup cars. Newman, all that, and of course 77 had a driver change. So there you go. Speaking of Anthony Alfredo, he brought out the first caution as he hit the wall off turn number 2. Looked like he got up high out of the PJ1, hit the wall, then it cut a tire down, but he did continue on. Nothing happened in stage 1. That was won by MTJ, Martin Truex Jr. Nothing else happened in stage number 2. That was won by William Byron. And then we had a debris caution, which set up fuel mileage. That went crazy. And at the end of the day, Austin Cindric to the 2 for 2022. I don't know who is going to be in the 2 for 2022. I really don't know. I'm just going to say that whoever's in the 2, good luck to them. Because I heard, well, we'll get to that in just a second. So, but Kyle Busch, who was stuck in 4th gear, won the race, and also he had no clutch, which was shocking. So there you go. Top 10 results for the Cup race, race 2. Kyle Busch gets another win. I believe that's his that's his second win of the season. Kyle Larson, second. Brad Keselowski, third. Kevin Harvick, fourth. Nice top 5 run for Bubba Wallace in 5th. Ryan Blaney, 6th. Alex Bowman, 7th. Nice top 10 run for Priest. He finished 8th. Tyler Reddick, 9th. Joey Logano finished 10th. So, there you go. But we'll see what happens. I don't know who will be in the 2 car for 2022, which we'll talk about that in the top story news. Okay. Red Bull Ring, I'm going to give the W Series an 8. I'm going to give the F1 race an 8 as well. SRX at Eldora, my favorite place to watch a dirt race. That is an automatic 10. The truck race, despite only 4 cautions, 2 of it being for incidents and 2 of it being for stages. I mean, yeah, John Henry Mitchell won. I'll give it a 7. Cup race, race number 1, I'm going to give that an 8. Because, like I said, I feel bad for Kyle Larson, which he should have won. But, you know what they say, Commentators curse, don't jinx it, and guess what? That happens. Oh, by the way, Power Quest also jinxed Kyle Busch. Good job. Xfinity race, I'm going to give that one a 7. And then race 2 for the Cup Series, even though only 3 drivers did not finish the race, I'm also going to give it a 7. So that's my rating from 1 to 10. So that's my rating. So you guys can tell me in the comments section what would you rate all those races. Now to what you mentioned, I could see, and which brings me to the top story news about Brad Keselowski. According to multiple sources, they said it's a done deal. There's just one problem. It has not been confirmed by neither Brad Keselowski nor the team. While multiple sources saying it's a done deal, there's still a good chance the deal might fall through, and Keselowski ends up staying with Penske. But like I said, nothing is official until Brad Keselowski announced it. Same with Roush Fenway Racing. While you think it's a done deal, it's not official until they announce it and say it's official. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. That's just my opinion. You can let me know about your opinions in the comment section down below. Red Bull was given a warning, by the way, F1 news. Red Bull was given a warning for their burnout that they did after Max Verstappen won the race in Austria. Told that they were told not to do that again. Speaking of F1, it was announced that the Sochi Autodrome will not be the home of the Russian Grand Prix at the end of next year. That is moving over to the Igor Drive circuit that was supposed to be the season opener for DTM before it was canceled due to COVID-19 or something. And yes, and by the way, if anyone is asking who I'm cheering for Red Bull because I would like to see Max Verstappen just stick it in the Mercedes just because I'm just tired of watching Mercedes win championship after championship. It's about time Max Verstappen wins a damn championship just to shove it in Mercedes' face. Just my opinion on that. So I would love to see Red Bull just stick it in Mercedes and say, there you go. We took the fight to you and all that. So that's just my opinion. If everybody likes it, good. If you don't, that's your problem, not mine. Speaking of Mercedes, according to what I read on Twitter, if I go back to it, Ferrari person Mattia Binotto said that Mercedes has been lacking some pace. And that's the surprise, because at the beginning of the year I thought, Mercedes was going to run away with it. Just like they've done the last several years, run away with the constructors or run away with the drivers' championship. But ever since we left Spain, ever since Monaco, ever since the teams arrived at Monaco for the Monaco GP, Red Bull flipped the script. Instead of a Hamilton leading in the driver's table, Red Bull takes the next 4 races: Monaco, Azerbaijan, and Baku, France, and then the most recent race in Spielberg. We get another race in Spielberg, and just so this is to make up for GP, the double header in Spielberg. It was called the Syrian GP, and now it's the Austrian. I find it funny that this time last year it was the other way around. Austrian Grand Prix Syrian was race 2. It was the other way around. So we just had Styrian. Now we're at the regular Austrian GP. I still love Spielberg. I'm glad Spielberg got a double header. Yeah, he is. My mic is lagging. Oh, great. Mike, why do you have to lag up? I mean, come on, man. There we go. Sorry about that. All fixed. I don't know why the flippin' mic does that, but oh well. But anyway, that surprises me that now Max Verstappen. Okay, I had to make a quick fix. I don't know why it lagged, but apologies about that. But anyway, it's surprising that Mercedes. I don't know what is it with Mercedes. I mean, the Monaco deal. Well, yeah, they could have. They didn't have a good weekend. I thought they were going to take the points lead in Baku until Lewis Hamilton made a critical mistake, hits the button wrong on his brake bias, whoosh, goes wide and falls outside the points in Baku, which they should have took advantage of Baku. Surprisingly, they didn't. And it allowed Red Bull to take advantage. You don't want to give Red Bull an advantage if you're Mercedes. And then we go to France, and I thought, okay, Mercedes is going to bounce back at France. Nope. Red Bull keeps and I think this is what some people don't get, is that Mercedes has stopped working on the car. Stopped working on upgrades on the 2021 car. Whereas Red Bull, they're just putting parts on it and continue to get better, and they might end up carrying it to the new car for 2022. We were supposed to have the debut of the new chassis this year, but it was delayed because of, well, you guessed it, COVID-19 related issues. So yeah, the Turkish Grand Prix is back on the calendar. Now, it was originally postponed because of the fact of the COVID-19 situation. It is officially rescheduled to the date that was supposed to have been for the Singapore Grand Prix, which unfortunately Singapore will not happen. But as I said on this channel this time last year, as I said this in the My Team Career Mode, even though we're not going to Singapore, I'm still going to do the race for you guys. Like I'm still going to do Montreal and tell you what would have happened at Montreal, just like Singapore. So I'm still going to do both Singapore and Montreal as requested. Even if China gets canceled, I'm still going to do the Chinese Grand Prix for you all, just because it's my requirement. So you'll get to see what would have happened in Shanghai if they get a rescheduled date, as far as that's concerned. So, but with Max Verstappen now leading by 18 points in the Drivers' Championship, Red Bull's leading by 40 points in the Constructors, Mercedes has got to think, what are they going to do? Because if we go to the British Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time, which, by the way, that is the next race for F1, if we go to Silverstone and Mercedes does not have good pace, there's going to be a lot of questions asked if these 7 Constructors titles and Lewis Hamilton's 7-time championships was a fluke. Something tells me it's not a fluke, but that's just my opinion. Guan Yu Zhou, the F2 driver, is going to make his Formula 1 debut in Free Practice 1 for Alpine. Callum Ilott will make his F1 debut also in Spielberg in FP1 for Alfa Romeo. There you go. So that's really exciting, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. But it's going to be a very interesting deal. And also, can Max go 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5, and can Red Bull go 5 in a row this weekend? I really think they are in good shape, because remember, Red Bull is losing Honda at the end of this year. Yeah. And went to Honda. You know, it's a shame Honda is leaving F1 at the end of the season, which not only will affect Red Bull, it'll also affect AlphaTauri, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Speaking of Mercedes, there has been discussions. Yes, Honda is leaving at the end of this year. But Red Bull said they're going to buy out all of the stuff from Honda to still have their engine supplier for next year. Yes, because Honda already made the announcement. It was last year they already announced that Honda was leaving F1 after this year. So, there you go. So, that's why Red Bull bought all the stuff from Honda, so that way they can keep the Honda engines in their car, even though Honda is not going to be supporting them after this year. There you go. And if you think I'm making this up, I'm not, because I already heard the announcement, so, yeah. The big question on my mind is, as far as Williams, when are they going to not screw George Russell? Think of it this way. George Russell should have won an F1 race last year. Got screwed by strategy by Mercedes. Russell should have scored some points on several occasions, but inconsistency and crashes and mechanical failures, like what happened to him in the Styrian Grand Prix, screwed him. So, I wonder when it's time for Williams to finally start getting him points, if you know what I mean. The Igor Drive for the Russian GP in St. Petersburg will not go in effect until 2023. There you go. But, yeah. But I still think there's a good chance the US GP will have 2 dates. Does that mean the W Series could end up having 2 dates if Mexico gets canceled, perhaps? We'll have to wait and see. So, that's pointing that out. And they said a consummate chemical is helping Red Bull as far as the charge is concerned, which is shocking. So, yeah. Roman Grosjean is going to run an oval race for IndyCar. I forgot what track, but good to see him back. Funny thing, I forgot to bring this up last week. Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean, it was the first time they got to race together since Grosjean's nearly fatal accident last year in Bahrain. But Grosjean said he's going to get, I think, the stitches removed in the off-season, so there you go. We'll see what happens. The entry list for Xfinity, back to NASCAR. There are 43 cars, and here comes the WTF moment of 2021. There are 5 JGR cars entered. Yes, you heard me say that right. 5 JGR cars entered. Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, Harrison Burton, which the 3 full-time cars you have. Kyle Busch is entered for, I think this is his 4th, yeah, this is Kyle Busch's 4th Xfinity race of the season. And then Ty Gibbs, who normally drives the 54 when Kyle Busch isn't racing, or if whenever there's no Cup drivers racing, they're going to be in the 81, which, by the way, marks the first time the 81 car is entered in the Xfinity Series since 2019, believe it or not. This is also the first time the 81 is going to be part of JGR. It was part of, I'm trying to remember what team the 81 used to be a part of. It was, I want to say Extreme something. Extreme something. I'll need to look it up. I'm trying to remember who drove the 81 in the Cup Series. Let me look it up. If somebody wants to tell me the team that I'm thinking of. For some reason, I am forgetting. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was Jeffrey Earnhardt. You can go away. Thank you very much. It was at Talladega, 2019. I'm trying to remember what team it was. The 81 car was driven by Elliott Sadler for GG. Well, that was back in 2013. It was back around 2013. So, but yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time it raced in Xfinity. If I had to think off the top of my head, the last time, and this is just, I'll have to figure this out. The last time the 81 was in the Xfinity Series. I know the last time the 81 raced in NASCAR was the Cup Series, but I'm trying to remember the last time the 81 ran in what is now the Xfinity Series. Yeah. But I think it was like, Extreme, I'll need to look up the teams. Monster Energy, NASCAR Cup Series 2019. I'll need to look up the teams. Give me a second. I didn't want to have to look it up, but I'll have to look it up anyway, because why not? Limited schedule. XCI Racing, that's the team I was thinking of. That was also the team who fielded the Xfinity entry, which was technically an alliance with GGR. That was the team I was thinking of. I was trying to I was wondering what team I was trying to get, and well, there you go. So, yeah. But that's the team that last took part in the Xfinity Series. But the first time the 81 is now going to be a part of. All you have to do is just flip the 1 and the 8. Yeah, Extreme Concept Racing, which they, yeah, it's fine. Which they shut down. They only ran one race in the Cup Series and then shut down for like sponsorship issues and let go Jeffrey Earnhardt, which was too bad to hear that. So, but yeah. So 43 entries, and there's only 36 that are going to start. So a lot of good cars are going to have to sadly load up and go home. Little disclaimer, happy birthday to Nicholas Latifi, who turns 26. So, yeah. So that means, let me think. That means 7 drivers will have to load up and go home, so. Yeah. Of course, a couple of notables. Of course, Kyle Busch is going to be in there. Kevin Harvick's going to run the 99 car for that race, because I have the entry list in front of me. We'll, by the way, get to this day in history. Of course, on, I want to say happy birthday to my friend Eric Stanberry, whose birthday is today. Okay, here it is. Yeah, Kyle Busch is in the 54. Ty Gibbs in the 81. Kaz Gralla is in the 31 this week, if you didn't know. Kaz Gralla is in Jordan Anderson's 31. Of course, he's only running for Cup points. So, yeah. You know, like I said, a lot of good cars are going to go home, sadly. And, of course, it's practice and qualifying. And not just NASCAR is at Road America this weekend. You also have the Trans Am Series at Road America as well, which a couple of drivers from the Xfinity Series might be doing double duty that weekend. So there you go. Of course, a couple of Xfinity drivers like Allmendinger and Cindric are also going to be doing double duty this weekend. They're also going to run the Cup race. So, yeah. So, yep. So, 7 drivers will go home in Xfinity. Nobody goes home in Cup because there are 40 drivers on the entry list. Got some surprising names on the entry list for the Cup Series. We, of course, as I mentioned, AJ Allmendinger's racing for Kaulig, which, by the way, they're going to go full-time next season. Do you like backmarker teams? I only like spot. I mean, well, I'm not a fan of backmarker teams, but I like Kaulig Racing. I mean, happy for Kaulig Racing that they got 2 cars from Spire Motorsports, which they're still going to field Corey LaJoie's entry next year. Justin Haley, I think could be a team that could make the playoffs in the Cup Series, as far as that's concerned. I like Rick Roy Racing, yeah, aka the backmarker team. So, back to what I was talking about. Speaking of Justin Haley's in the 77 this week, the Eagle scheme. Kyle Tilley's back in the 78 this week. Ty Dillon's back this week. Austin Cindric, as I mentioned. Ryan Preece is on the entry list this week in the Maxwell Colors. Ryan Eversley is making his Cup Series debut this weekend for Rick Ware Racing. Of course, we got Cody Ware, but I know that's about to change if Cody Ware is racing an IndyCar this weekend. Josh Bilicki's in the 52. They already announced his sponsor and all that, yada, yada, yada. So, there you go. James Davis in the 15. That's it for that. I find it weird Kyle Busch is running the red, white, and blue M&M's car. Normally we see that at Chicagoland. We don't see it on the road course, just my opinion. So, yeah. Other than that, that's kind of it for that. Now to something that I always like to do on this channel for Triple P, This Day in History. This day. Today is the 29th. As I said, today is my friend's birthday, Eric Stanberry's birthday. This day in history, like sports-wise. It could be anything you want to say. Important events. Yeah. So here's a few things for this day in history. If I can find something that happened on June 29th. Yeah. On this day in 1906, which we were not even born, Scotsman Alex Smith wins first of his 2 Open titles, 7 strokes ahead of Willie Smith, his brother. That's big. On this day in 1910, Wimbledon tennis, an all-British final. Dorothea Chambers beat Dora Boothie 6-2, 6-2 for her 4th of 7 Wimbledon single titles. That's pretty interesting. On this day in 1934 in the British Open for golf, Henry Cotton of England wins wire-to-wire by 5 shots from South Africa's Sid Bruce. Also, on this day in 1935, LPGA Western Open, Opal Hill scored an easy 9-7 win over Miss S.L. Reinhardt to claim her first of 2 consecutive major titles. How interesting is that? On this day in 1941, yeah, you were born in 98. I was born in 94. The Margolo extended hitting streak to 42, breaking Sisler's record. That's probably in baseball, if you ask me. Let's see here. On this day in 1947, Yanks beat Senators 3-1, starting a 19-game winning streak, which is nice. On this day in 1950, striker Joe Jesselyn heads U.S. to an upset 1-0 win over England in the FIFA World Cup group match in Brazil. As I don't know what this had to be popping up. On this day in 1957, Becky Rolls wins when parent champion Jackie Punch was disqualified for sending an incorrect scorecard kept by playing partner Betty Jameson. That's interesting. I didn't know that. On this day in 1958 in Stockholm, Sweden, in the FIFA World Cup, Brazil beat the home country Sweden 5-2 to win the cup. There you go. On this day in 1961, Willie Mays became the 4th player in MLB history with 3 or more home runs twice in one season in a 10th-inning blast in the Giants' 8-7 win over the Phillies in Philadelphia. In what is now Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, which will be part of MLB's Game of the Week after I get the All-Star Game taken care of. On this day in 1969, Donna Capone wins first of 4 major titles, beating Peggy Wilson by a stroke. On this day in 1969, on Billy Williams Day, which I didn't know today's Billy Williams Day, at Wrigley Field, Cubs outfielder passes Sam Mussel's NL record for consecutive MLB games played as Chicago swept the Cardinals 3-1 and 12-1 in a doubleheader. There you go. Willie Stargell hit his 400th career home run on this day in 1977. Also, on this day in 1979, San Diego Chicken reborn at Jack Murphy Stadium. Interesting there. Senior Open Men's Golf, Robert DiVincenzo of Argentina wins inaugural event by 4 strokes on this day in 1980. On this day in 1983, 40-year-old Puerto Rican jockey Angel Cordero Jr. wins his 5,000th race with a victory in the last race at the Belmont, 4th jockey to achieve milestone. See if there was any racing that happened. Argentina beat West Germany 3-2 in Mexico on this day in 1986. New York Mets tied their team career high 11-game winning streak on this day in 1990. Let's see if we have any sports. 2 earthquakes hit 7.4 hit Southern Cal on this day in 1992. Also on this day in 1992, Dennis Eckersley set record of 26 straight save of the season. Glenn Robertson was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks on this day in 1994. Yeah. Memphis Mad Dogs' first CFL game versus Calgary on this day in 1995. On this day in 1997, Graham Marsh of Australia wins by a stroke ahead of John Bland of South Africa in the Senior Open on this day. So there you go. That is it for this day in history as far as events are concerned. Birthdays! Happy birthdays to the following people. As I said, Eric Stanberry's birthday is today. Happy birthday to him. We have a lot of birthdays today. Happy birthday to Kawhi Leonard, who is playing for the Clippers, as they, by the way, beat the Suns to force Game 6. So that's pretty damn good. Joe Johnson, basketball player, happy birthday to him so far. That is our This Day in History. Also, no injury report report on the Mercy Orthopedics injury report. So, now let's preview what we got coming up. This weekend, the SRX are at Indianapolis Raceway Park, even though it's called O'Reilly Raceway Park. It's old school for me because I still call it IRP. So that's where they're at this week. IndyCar is back after having an off week since our last race at Mid-Ohio. The question is still, I haven't heard if Felix Rosenqvist is cleared to race. Of course, he did not race at Road America because of the fact that Kevin Magnussen took his place just because he wasn't cleared to race. I'm not sure if Felix is cleared to race this weekend at Mid-Ohio. We also got W Series, the F1, still in Austria. Formula 3 is at Austria this weekend. They took an off week last week, which last week was supposed to have been the French Grand Prix, which they moved it a week before. So there you go. And of course we got Road America. Trucks are off until next week. Next week it will be Friday night dirt racing for the Truck Series. They will be at Knoxville. The same weekend Xfinity and Cup will be at Atlanta, if you know what I mean. F1 will be off, so there you go. So, who's on the entry list this week for SRX US? I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. This week for SRX, as far as the drivers are concerned, what are we at? Scott Speed is in the SRX race. Same with TK, Tony Kanaan. So Tony is back. Of course, he'll have to miss the next race because Haley Deegan will be at, I think next race is Slinger, if I am not mistaken. Let me confirm that. Yes, I can confirm that. Slinger is next race for the SRX, the penultimate race, if you know what I mean. So hopefully they'll run some more races because I really like that series. I'm glad they have it up on YouTube. So, but yeah. So because Tony Kanaan's in the Stock Car Brazil Championship, which he will miss Slinger, and Haley Deegan will replace him. So there you go. Whoever wins the Slinger National will be in the ride this week. Bobby Santos III is in the is going to be racing at Lucas Oil this week. So there you go. So that is the drivers who will be racing at Lucas Oil Raceway. So there you go. Looking forward to what will be a very good race weekend. Let me check to see if Felix is cleared to race, because I haven't heard if he's going to be cleared to race the IndyCar race. By the way, the IndyCar race is going to be on NBC, because the NASCAR weekend will be on NBCSN, if you're wondering why. So, yeah. Trying to remember if he... Let me check Earl McLaren SP to see if he's going to be... Because I haven't heard if he is in the race or not. So, yeah, we'll see. And, of course, it's going to be good racing. Road America, I think the Cup race is going to be really insane, if you ask me. So, yeah. So, with that being said, let's get right to our predictions for this weekend's events. Here in the, this weekend, you all know the drill. Driver to win, driver to stay away from Dark Horse. The points are as follows for these events. For Austria, Formula 3 will be 1 point apiece, F1 1 point, W Series 1 point. W Series and F1 are one event. Formula 3 has 3 races. SRX 1 point as always for that deal. Let me think. Mid-Ohio, that will be also 1 point as well. Road America Xfinity is going to be 1 point. Cup is going to be 2 points. Yeah. They need to put NASCAR on more local channels instead of FS1 and NBCS. Well, there is reports, there's been some talk that NBCSN is going to be gone after this year, which is surprising. So, yeah. So let's go over the point standings, the global standings. Thank you to Cody Smart for updating the points. Global standings, I still have the points lead by 3 points. I have 159 points to Cody Smart's 156. Zachary Taylor is in third place at 129 points. Nathan Norman has 127. Brendan Rogers has 50 points. Cody Goforth has 44. The NASCAR standings coming into this weekend's event at Road America. Cody Smart still has a big lead. He has 162 points. Zachary Taylor second with 121, which is 41 points. And then Nathan Orman's in third place, 51 points back with 111 points. Those three are in the triple-digit numbers. Yours truly is in fourth place with 81 points. Great Lakes has overtaken Cody Goforth. Great Lakes is now in fifth with 23 points. Cody Goforth sixth with 18 points, and then tied for seventh is Kyle Langland, Brendan Rogers, and Quentin Moore. Quentin Moore has been gaining points on Kyle and Brendan Rogers entering this weekend. So those are your points entering this weekend's event. So I'm going to start off with the W Series just to get that out of the way. So, the W Series, for driver to win, I feel like it's going to be a championship surprise. I'm taking Alice Powell for driver to win. If I can get to my deal, give me 1 second. So I'm taking Alice Powell, driver to win. Driver stay away from... I don't know. I'm probably gonna say this is gonna be one of those picks that goes. It's gonna go blah so far. I'm gonna say Abby Eaton, stay away from. Dark Horse, Jamie Chadwick, because why not? F3, oh god, this is the one I hate. I'm gonna do it backwards. For the Formula 3 deal, as I'm going to go right here. Oh, whoops. Crackers. For Formula 3, I'm trying to get back to the entries. Dark Horse. I'm going to go with the most recent winner, Jack Doohan, as Dark Horse. As I can't even spell. Okay, can you get to the J, please, and thank you? So I'm going to take Jack Doohan as Dark Horse. Driver stay away from. This is a tough call because I really just feel like I'm just going to throw a bunch of random shit and just say this. Give me Jack Crawford to stay away from. And driver to win. Give me Victor Mottens for driver to win. For F1, driver to win, no doubt, Max Verstappen. No doubt. I'm already getting loved by a lot of Red Bull fans. Driver stay away from. I think when you see my predictions, you're going to go, wow, I cannot believe you took him. But to me, when I saw the results from F1, I saw the results, and I was mortified to see how bad this could not get any worse. I just don't know how on planets am I going to say this. But he's been really struggling these last couple of races, and he's finished outside the points. I'm going to take Esteban Ocon as driver to stay away from. I mean, he's had a couple of good races, but then DNF Baku, France, and Styrian just didn't go his way, so I'm going to say Esteban Ocon, driver stay away from. Dark Horse, a driver who has been really impressive. Funny thing is that he's not been outside the points. His worst finish is 8th. Yeah, I could see Perez winning another race with Red Bull this year. I don't know where, but probably, maybe Saudi Arabia would be my guess. But I'm going to take Lando Norris, Dark Horse. Got a podium in this race last year, and I think he really is going to really surprise us. For SRX, we're at, Lucas Oil. Driver to win, I gotta go with Smoke. Tony Stewart. Driver stay away from, This is the part of why do I always have to say this is going to be a shocker, which is really not surprising if you ask me. I think, to me, when you see the point standings, you probably know why I might pick him, and this is probably why. He's been kind of slacking so far. I'm going to take Marco Andretti as driver to stay away from. I think Marco's been having some pretty bad finishes lately in SRX. Dark Horse, I feel like he didn't have a good run last week, but to be expected. It was one of those races that said, yeah, he didn't have one of those good races, but to be fair, he's going to really, I think, going to get back into to greatness. I'm going to take the driver who won the Indy 500, Helio Castroneves, as Dark Horse. I'm going to say Helio Castroneves for Dark Horse. So that's my global done. Xfinity. Driver to win. Don't be surprised who I'm going to pick. Driver to win, Kyle Busch. Sorry. Sorry, I know I'm going to get booed, but that's just my pick, if you know what I mean. Driver stay away from. Oh boy. When you tell me how this is not going to get any worse. If there's one driver who I think has not been very impressive, and I looked at his road course stats at Road America, and to me, Road America for, let me see, Xfinity. To me, when you go to Road America, you always say the sentence, please me, but don't please me in a bad way. And to me, when you talk about the Xfinity series, as I need stats, not starts, you derping grandpa. To me, when you talk about Road America, you talk about who's a driver that has not been impressive, who's been a driver who I think has not been a driver to cheer for, and I look at his stats, and you know, I feel like, to me, when you pick this driver, you got to go for the right reasons. But for some reason, I don't know why. Okay, driver averages. Let's go with that. So I don't know how this is going to be, but if I had to choose one driver who I think has been very, very not a good road course racer, in my opinion, even though he got a very I feel like this is one of those races that makes me say, yeah, I'm picking this driver. And it's for a not-so-good reason. Therefore, I'm going to take Riley Herbst as driver to stay away from. Dark horse, I'm going to go with the Dinger, AJ Allmendinger, as dark horse. Dinger is also another driver who's won at this track before. Now the Cup. The last 3 road course races has been interesting. Christopher Bell won the course. Christopher Bell won the Daytona road course. Chase Elliott won at COTA. Kyle Larson won at Sonoma. You know what? I was really surprised Kyle Larson did well at Sonoma. But I'm going to probably say to my gun and say the number 9 of Chase Elliott as driver to win. Driver stay away from. I don't know about you guys, but to me, when you talk about this place, you got to talk about, let's go, road course and NASCAR stats. NASCAR Cup Series. To me, I feel like ever since he won the Daytona road course, his struggles have been really, really disappointing. And to me, it's no-brainer to say this, but I'm sorry to say this to all of you people in Norman, Oklahoma. I'm sorry if I have to pick him. I'm going to have to say Christopher Bell as driver to stay away from. Other than winning the Daytona road courses, he has really struggled immensely in his road course skills. If you look at Christopher Bell's statistics, if I can find him, I mean, yeah, as I look at his stats real quick, I need 2021. I need 2021. That's what I need. You know, yeah, he won the Daytona road course, but if you look at his stats from COTA, which I have the deal up here. Ah, son of a gun. That's not what I want. Actually, no, that's... Wait, let me see. Christopher Bell finished 38th. And then, where did he finish at Sonoma? Where did he finish in Sonoma? He finished 24th. Yeah, other than the Daytona road course win, he has had a couple of bad finishes. I don't think Christopher Bell is going to be a good contention. I think he's going to finish like 27th or 28th. That's just my opinion. I'm going to take Kyle Larson as dark horse. Plain and simple. He's really improved in my opinion, but you know, on a new track, I think he's going to really shine like an underdog. So yeah, that is my predictions. So woohoo for right now until I get some more predictions. Excuse me, I just belched. So yeah, so that's about it for my predictions. Let's take a look at this week's upcoming events, brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the PCSRA, as far as that's concerned. We got some good racing coming up. Of course, we are going to talk about the IMSA podcast. There's not going to be one this week because we have another race this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. The full recap on Watkins Glen will be on Monday, but a time and date is to be announced as far as that's concerned. Overwatch League podcast this Thursday. Of course, we have the IMSA race on Friday. Of course, Elijah may have 11 o'clock either on Friday or Saturday. Hopefully, it'll go longer than 10 minutes because his computer is overheating. In my opinion, he just needs to get a new computer. That's just my opinion. Of course, don't forget the NASCAR Pit Stop Show. They'll talk about Pocono. They'll preview Road America, yada, yada, yada. So that's a look at this week's upcoming events brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the PCSRA. Visit kimkcoach.com for details. As far as looking at this week's upcoming PCSRA awesome events, also don't forget tonight is the NORC NASCAR iRacing Series. They are racing, go to Sean Williams' server. He'll have the replay of VRL. This week, NORC, our friends of the NORC iRacing Series. Today is the 29th. They're racing at Talladega. They got the duels tonight. 30 laps each. So we are going to have not just one winner, but two for that deal. Next week, they'll be at Martinsville for 175 laps. That will be a chaotic race. Then they got Road America, Atlanta, Daytona, Indy, Texas, Bristol Dirt, Darlington, Phoenix, Chicagoland, and Las Vegas to conclude the season. Also, don't forget NIS Thursday from Road America for 31 laps. And also, if you missed, and also we have Street Stalkers at Lanier for 120 laps. If you miss the race from Chicagoland, will be up on Sean's channel, so there you go. Should be exciting to see what's going to happen, if you know what I mean. So that's a look at this week's upcoming PCSRA Awesome Deal. I'm going to throw a program note. This show will happen next week. Will be on a Wednesday because I've changed my availability, and I'm going to have Triple PB now on either Monday or on Wednesday. Time to be announced. So there you go. So hope you'll join us for that. It should be exciting nevertheless. And hopefully it will be a very good race, if you know what I mean. So we'll have to see how that goes. I need to check and see if MFRN Truck Series race is up. The Daily Drive. I haven't been watching MFRN lately because of the fact I've been busy with stuff going on, so yeah. They did upload Derek Motordome. I need to watch that, which is the second race of the first round. I need to get caught up on that, so there you go. So that is it for all of the news and stuff and all that. And next, following our fine, amazing television program, is going to be a marathon of awesome things, of awesomeness. Reese's Revisit, as we look back at the 2011 Coke Zero 400, which was an interesting race and a finish that was really close in Daytona history for the Reese's. And then later today, we'll have Reese's Revisits, revisiting the 2010 Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500, which is pretty exciting so far. Those are coming up next after our fine, amazing program, and also our other promotional announcements that we got coming up. So there you go. So yeah, that's why we get paid big bucks. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud partner of the PCSRA all season long, as we always do, and wants to remind all of our friends that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com for more details. Yes, I did confirm it is Kyle Busch's second win of the season. Funny thing is, Alex Bowman went from having 2 career wins in the NASCAR Cup Series. This is actually Alex Bowman's first multi-win season, which is pretty impressive. The question is, will Hendrick continue their dominance on the road courses, or will somebody have something else to say? We'll just have to wait and see. And should be interesting. we'll see what happens as we get into the, as we continue to see what happens in the regular season. Special thanks to our amazing, awesome colleague. Want to thank Real Twilight Sparkle for joining me in this stream. Also want to thank my awesome people, Zachary Taylor, Nathan Norman, Dave, Kyle Langland, Great Lakes, Cody Smart, who, by the way, I'm hoping Cody feels a lot better. Yeah, I definitely think Larson will win the regular season title. Special thanks to them. Our statistician, Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer, Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, Alex Hawkins, Prue Granger, Abigail Stone, Lucky Prescott, Greg Rutz, our sideline engineer, Daniel Anderson running the show for us back in our PCSRA Network studios. Want to say happy Canada Day up to our friends of the North on Thursday as we sign off. Hopefully they have a very exciting day, if you ask me. And it should be a good one so far. Yes, you're welcome for the shout out. Also, don't forget, guys, to tell your friends to subscribe to this channel because we'll have the MLB All-Star Game coming up in a couple of weeks. I also have some special events on my channel. If you have not noticed, I have the birthday bash that's coming out in a couple of weeks. The TMSRA Invitational, which will feature the Diva Series drivers from Texas Motor Speedway. Yes, this year's birthday bash will be on NR 2003. I've already recorded the Invitational qualifying races and the main event, as well as the birthday bash main event. Check those out. They will be coming out to you guys in a couple of weeks. So hopefully you guys are excited for that, and I will try to get a special race out to you guys regarding about the July holiday that's coming up this weekend. I'll try to get that out for you guys ASAP, or I'm going to wait and have the Blue Hedgehog special race on the 7th. So we got some special races coming out on my channel, and hopefully you'll tune into all the good stuff, and hopefully you'll enjoy the broadcast, even though it was off my phone. But oh well, I'm not going to complain. So yeah. So thank you to Real Light Twilight Sparkle for joining me. And until next week, my friends, this is Daniel saying, Boomer Sooner, everybody. We will see you all next week on Triple P. Until then, it's goodbye and see you all next time. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, PCSRA Paddock Pass has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Thanks for joining us for the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2021 by the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues and the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association, Incorporated.